The Zephyrian scout ship Void's Edge drifted silently through the asteroid field, its bioluminescent hull pulsing with a faint blue glow. Commander Thexelar's three eyes focused on the tactical display, where an unknown vessel had appeared on their long-range sensors. "Analysis, Navigator Kixun," Thexelar commanded, his voice carrying the harmonic undertones of his species. "Unknown configuration, Commander. Approximately 2 kilometers in length, heavily armored. The design is primitive, angular, inefficient." Kixun's tentacles danced across the bio-neural interface. "Shall we initiate a deep scan?" Thexelar's mandibles clicked in amusement. Another backward species, no doubt. The Zephyrian Empire had catalogued thousands of them. Civilizations that barely managed crude spaceflight before inevitably destroying themselves or falling under imperial rule. "Proceed with full spectral analysis. Let's see what these creatures have managed to cobble together." Meanwhile, aboard the human battleship UES Indomitable, Lieutenant Emma Chen monitored the sensor array from her station on the bridge. The sleek command center hummed with activity, holographic displays casting blue light across focused faces. "Captain Ryan Morrison, we've got company," Emma announced, her fingers dancing across the haptic interface. "Unknown vessel bearing 27 Mark IV. They're scanning us, sir." Captain Morrison turned from the tactical display, his weathered face creasing into a slight frown. At 35, he'd already seen 3 major conflicts, and his instincts were screaming danger. "What kind of scanning, Lieutenant?" "Deep penetration scan, sir. They're trying to map our internal structure, power systems, weapons." Emma's voice cut off abruptly. Her face went pale. "Sir, they're attempting to access our computer networks." The bridge fell silent except for the low thrum of the ship's fusion reactors. Morrison's jaw tightened. "Red alert. All hands to battle stations. Emma, initiate Cyber Defense Protocol 7. Aye, sir. Firewalls are holding, but sir..." Emma's voice carried a note of concern. "Whatever they're using, it's adaptive. It's learning our countermeasures." On the Zephyrian vessel, Kixun's excitement was palpable. "Commander, the scanning probe has penetrated their outer defenses. I'm reading incredible energy signatures. Their power systems are far more advanced than their crude exterior suggests." "Impossible," Thexelar hissed. "No primitive species could." "Sir, I'm detecting quantum-level computational networks throughout their vessel." "And their weapons?" Kixun's voice trailed off in disbelief. "Commander, their main armament appears to be some form of directed antimatter cannon." Thexelar's confidence wavered. "Antimatter? That's a Tier 7 technology. These beings should barely have achieved nuclear fusion." What the Zephyrians didn't understand was that humans were masters of misdirection. The Indomitable's angular industrial appearance was entirely intentional, a psychological warfare tactic that had served humanity well in their expansion among the stars. "Let the enemy underestimate you, then strike with overwhelming force." "Sir," Emma reported, her tone now deadly serious, "I've isolated their intrusion attempt. They've downloaded schematics of our hull plating and basic structural data, but..." A predatory smile crossed her face. "They also downloaded something else." Morrison raised an eyebrow. "The Trojan?" "The Trojan, sir. Full deployment in 3, 2, 1, now." Light years away from the engagement, the malicious code that Emma had allowed the aliens to steal began its work. What appeared to be harmless structural data was actually humanity's most advanced cyber warfare virus. A piece of code so sophisticated it could rewrite entire computer systems from within. On the Void's Edge, chaos erupted. "Commander!" Kixun screamed as his bio-neural interface began sparking. "Something's wrong. The data we collected, it's rewriting our systems." Thexelar watched in horror as his ship's organic computers began turning against themselves. Life support fluctuated, weapon systems went offline, and navigation became erratic. "Purge all foreign data," he commanded, but it was too late. The virus had already propagated through the Zephyrian fleet's quantum communication network. Within minutes, every ship within 50 light-years was experiencing catastrophic system failures. Back on the Indomitable, Morrison stood calmly as reports flooded in. "Sir, enemy vessel is showing signs of critical system failure," Emma reported. "Their entire fleet network appears to be compromised." "Good. Open a channel." The main screen flickered to life, showing the alien commander's distressed face. Morrison's voice was steady, professional, and utterly terrifying in its calmness. "Commander of the alien vessel, This is Captain Ryan Morrison of the United Earthship Indomitable. You have committed an act of aggression against humanity by attempting unauthorized access to our systems. Thexlar tried to respond, but his translation systems were failing along with everything else. Morrison continued, "Let this be a lesson transmitted throughout your empire. Humanity does not tolerate espionage, invasion of privacy, or acts of war. Your attempt to scan our vessel has resulted in the complete compromise of your fleet's computer networks. This was not an accident, this was a deliberate consequence of your actions." Emma added quietly, "Sir, I'm detecting massive system failures across their entire local fleet. Approximately 47 vessels. Consider this a warning," Morrison concluded. "Humanity defends itself. We protect our privacy, and we punish those who would treat us as primitives to be studied and catalogued. Your empire now has a choice. Treat us as equals, or face the consequences of your arrogance." The transmission ended. As the Zephyrian vessels limped away, their bio-neural computers slowly recovering but permanently scarred by the human virus, Thexlar realized the terrible truth. These humans hadn't just built a powerful warship, they had built a trap disguised as a primitive vessel, designed to punish anyone foolish enough to scan it without permission. The angular, crude appearance wasn't a sign of technological inferiority. It was camouflage for the most sophisticated cyber warfare platform the galaxy had ever seen. In the vast expanse of space, word spread quickly through the galactic community. The humans had arrived, and they played by rules no one else understood. Rules that made underestimating them a fatal mistake. The age of human expansion had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same.